Hello everyone, I am Kalpana Raja. I work as a postdoctoral research associate at Morgridge Institute for Research, Madison, Wisconsin, USA. Today I am going to present on SCIM, a web interface for identifying literature-based discoveries from PubMed. First, I will give an introduction on LBD or literature-based discovery. PubMed includes more than 32 million articles. Every day, thousands of articles are being added to PubMed. Overwhelming size and rapid growth of PubMed articles is a challenge for the researchers to keep themselves up to date with the literature published in their own specialization and to know the discoveries made in other related domains. LBD uncovers undiscovered public knowledge by finding the associations between two topics that are otherwise unconnected. Swanson pioneered LBD. He discovered dietary fish oil for Raynaud's disease. LBD is of two types, closed LBD and open LBD. In closed LBD, there are two input terms, A and C terms, to find the intermediate B terms. In open LBD, there is only one input, that is the A term. First, it finds significant B terms that are associated with the A terms. Then it finds significant C terms that are associated with every B term. Today, I'm going to present two parts. First, I'm going to cover the workflow, the speed improvement we made, and some examples on our new LBD system called SCIM. Then I will show the web interface, which includes a short demo. SCIM is a LBD system. Actually, it is a generalized system which is applicable to a wide range of biomedical queries. On the left side, you see the workflow. First, it takes an input A term and it finds a list of significant Bs for that A term. Then it takes the top n Bs where n is a number, it could be any number. Then for every B, it finds the C terms. Finally, it groups the B terms for every C term, then sort it on a prediction score. We tested SCIM on various applications and we got very interesting results. However, it takes lot of time to run. This is because of the vast list of B terms and C terms. We improved the speed of SCIM by including a database. That's what you see it at the bottom. We improved the speed with two components. First, we saved all the query results to the database. So when the query is repeated, it just pulls the results from the database. The second component is a very interesting one. We pre-computed the B and C product set and stored it to the database. During execution, we calculated only the A to B, then pull the B to C component. There are 6 outputs that we save in the database. The 4 confusion matrix counts, which include the PubMed abstracts with the first term, the number of PubMed abstracts with the second term, the number of PubMed articles with both the terms, then total abstracts. We filtered the significant B's for A and C's for every B based on the Fisher exact test. So we get a FETP value. We store this value also to the database. And finally, we have a sort ratio. We filter the significant B's for A and C's for B using the FETP value less than 1 times 10 to the power of negative 5. This is the default value. However, in the SCIM web interface, we allow the user to change the value. For the improvement in speed, I want to use Raynaud's disease as an example. So when we store the results and then rerun Skim. Skim is just going to pull the results from the database and display the result. So the previous version, the basic model, and the improved version, we just made the comparison and we found that the speed increased by more than 1,500 times. When we pre-compute the PNC product set and store it to the database, we were able to increase the speed by more than 20 times. When a query is executed and the results are present in the database, Skim executes just in seconds. With the pre-computed results, Skim execution reduced from 12 hours to 30 minutes. This is for Raynaud's disease. We got very interesting hits. I'm going to show only 3 examples. So the first one is Alzheimer's disease. We repurpose the drugs for Alzheimer's disease. So A term is the Alzheimer's disease. B term is a list of phenotypes and symptoms. Then C terms is a list of drugs. One of the interesting drug that was repurposed for Alzheimer's disease is metformin, which is actually an anti-diabetic drug. Skim repurposed this drug by reading the articles published until the year 1995. The first clinical trial actually happened in the year 2017, which means Skim advanced the discovery by 22 years. The first PubMed abstract indicating the usefulness of metformin for Alzheimer's disease was published in the year 2011. This means Skim advanced the discovery by 16 years. The first co-occurrence of metformin and Alzheimer's disease happened in the year 2005, which means Skim advanced the discovery by 10 years. So it is very much possible to predict a discovery well in advance. So the second example is repurposing the drug Ardofin for migraine. So Skim was allowed to read the articles up to the year 1987. We got some hits, and I'm just showing only one example, which is Ardofin. The first clinical trial, the first PubMed article indicating the usefulness of the drug for the disease, and the first occurrence of both the terms, everything was in the PubMed article published in the year 1992. This means Skim is able to advance the discovery by 5 years. The third example is the same drug, Ardofin, for Raynaud's disease. Skim identified this drug for Raynaud's disease by reading the articles up to the year 1985. There is no first clinical trial so far. It is yet to happen. But there is a PubMed article indicating the usefulness of the drug for Raynaud's disease. And the first publication happened in the year 2001. This means Skim advanced the discovery by 16 years. The first co-occurrence of Ardofin and Raynaud's disease in the same PubMed article was found in the year 1993, which means Skim advances the discovery by 8 years. So next we are moving into the Skim web interface. We developed a web interface very recently so that it will be very useful for everyone to use. I'm going to show you just the important pages like home page, query page, and the result page. This will be followed by a brief demo. So this is the home page of Skim web interface. We just give an introduction here. Then we are also listing our other text mining tools and some questions, some commonly asked questions. So we are just giving some details for every question. So we provide a query page. To submit the query, as soon as the user comes here, any user will be interested to know what the tool does. So we are giving a sample input. That's what you see at the bottom. So that is a button actually. So by pressing the button, it automatically fills all the fields. So as you see here, the query name is sample query. So automatically it fills everything. So an example is Raynaud's disease. Swanson identified fish oil. So we are giving fish oil and a list of other drugs as well. That is the C term. And we are trying to find the same discovery using some B terms, which is a list of phenotypes and symptoms. The user can give their own list of B terms and C terms. Also, the user can pick the predefined list of B terms and C terms through the quick fill. So as you see here, in the quick fill, we are giving phenotypes, list of genes, drugs, then list of diseases. And there is one more field called sensor year. So this allows Skim to look for articles published until certain year. By default, it is going to be the current year. Then by submitting the job, Skim finds C terms for A term through intermediate B terms. And the user can view the results in the results page. So when the Skim execution is active, the user will see the job under pending result requests. And when the requests are complete, then the user will see the jobs under completed request. The user can view the request, can change the parameters, download, as well as delete the request. So the next one is just a description how it looks like when the user clicks view results in the previous page. So you see fish oil as the second C term. So Skim was able to identify the same discovery that was initially identified by Swanson. And Swanson actually found this discovery through the B term blood viscosity. It is very interesting to see that Skim also identified the B term, the same B term, viscosity. So now I'm going to move into the demo. So this is the web interface. Right now I'm running it on a local host. So you will see the same pages here. So let me go to the query page. So this is the fresh page. So I'm going to select sample input. So it fills everything. Otherwise, you can give your own B terms, C terms, A terms. So that is also allowed. So let me just rename this as sample query demo. Then I want to see whether Skim finds Swanson's discovery. So Swanson actually discovered and published fish oil for Raynaud's disease in the year 1986. So I'm making the sensor year as 1985 and I want to see whether Skim can rediscover that discovery. So now Skim will read the articles up to the year 1985. Then let's see what it does. So let me submit the job. The output will be indicated to my email. So I'm moving to the results. So now the job is actually active. So you see the job sample query demo under pending requests. So let me just refresh this page. So now the job is complete. So I see sample query demo under completed requests. So let me just go to the view results. So it is the same one, sample query demo, and you see fish oil as the second hit. Blood viscosity is the B term. So Skim rediscovered the original discovery made by Swanson, which is fish oil for Raynaud's disease. So again, I'm just moving back to my presentation. I want to acknowledge all my colleagues, everyone in Thomson Lab, especially my mentor, Ron Stewart. I'm acknowledging all the funding agencies. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.